Hello once again, my friends. This is Calendor. Now, in case you haven't seen it, or in case you have, I am standing on TitanCraft. I just finished doing my part of Tango's seasonal tour for TitanCraft Season 7. I believe that was 7. And I had the opportunity to show him my castle, but I didn't run out of time. So I told him I would be doing a video, which I had already planned on doing, of the entire thing. So behind me, we have my Nether portal. So obviously we've got to start here. And here we go. So, there's my nether portal. I love the way this thing came out. But the castle I built was actually part of a ravine system of 13 different ravines all linked together. I grabbed one of them and started digging out and just started making this castle. Now, because it was underground, I figured why not put a skull face on it because that's what one does. We do have a little garden over here, so I didn't completely starve the whole time I was doing this. And we're going to go head on through the front door, and away we go. By the way, I did name it Castle Calendor. So this is my primary room. I started doing this room by room. I set this all up. I went full on, and I just kind of dug it out. At first, it was just going to be a simple path, but then I managed to get my hands on this axolotl spawner, which doesn't actually spawn anything. It was purely decorative. So I went with a fountain, and I made some ponds, and oops, ow, oh, I hit that with her. I keep hitting that thing. And I got some axolotls, and I put them in the ponds. I, Nicely enough, they stay in the ponds. I like it. They really don't travel much. So as we got these ponds and they're kind of doing the things, I even managed to get my hands on a rare blue one. I also decided I need a foundry so that I could craft my stone, my tool, my armor, and there's my personal blacksmith working on his latest creation. You may notice I've got some mob heads running around, but I just love the way this room turned out with the beams and using the blackstone and the deep slate together. Just turned out It's turned out amazing for me. And I patterned the carpet on the floors. Now something I was able to show on the tour was my dining hall, as you can tell by the sign. This is the massive dining hall for the castle. I ran fireplaces on either end, put blue flame in, because, you know what, it just kind of fit with the beams. Once again, I ran the beams, I patterned the ceiling. I had a lot of fun designing this castle, friends. I really did. This thing was amazing to build. I also went ahead and stuck in a bathroom, but there was a reason for the bathroom. I didn't do it just because, let's have a bathroom. I actually created a puzzle because we were playing tag after having watched it on Hermitcraft, and down here I built an underwater sewer maze. Now this thing is completely airtight with 2 emergency air pockets along the way, just in case. The idea was that people had to swim to get to the end to find the tag. In case you don't know what that is, it was an ender dragon egg that we had gotten our hands on, and the winner got to keep the egg. And I did, in fact, end up winning the puzzle, or winning the challenge. Let's put it that way. So up here we have my kitchen, or rather my staff's kitchen. Now I had intended to put some slabs right there, but that's okay. It's all good. We got the ovens in, we got the sinks in for washing, we got the main tables for preparation, all the refrigerators. And let me slow down just a little bit. I do apologize. I want to give a really good look at this place. I had fun designing the ceiling. If you want to know what's under here, I ran sea lanterns for lights. Like I said, I had a blast building this castle. It ended up being so much fun. Here is my larder. If you don't know what that term means, this means this is for food storage for the main kitchen. You hear the dings because I'm actually in Discord. I just muted it so I'm not listening in. One of the things I added most recently is I did add an enchantment room, and I just kind of snuck in my favorite library design right here. Worked it up. It's in the tower of the castle, full power, ready to go. This design is my absolute favorite when it comes to doing enchantment rooms, and I just was so thrilled that I was able to work it in. So we're gonna walk around here, and you may notice I patterned the floors. I did add these balconies after the fact, so they ended up with a different floor pattern, but I love the way it came out. This thing, and I even did a nice gradient on the walls. I had so much fun building this, friends. I really did. So I'm gonna come over here, and let me tell you, but once again with tag, I'm not gonna go through it. I know you're probably like, oh, you should show us, Cal, but this tag puzzle is about 13 different rooms, all with different puzzles, and it's one way. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to go into spectator mode to fully check it out. So I'm gonna leave it to your imagination, but there's a cyan room to begin with, and then it heads into a desert room. There's actually a parkour room with a hidden dispenser with arrows for possibly knocking you off. There's a few glass maze rooms. There's a completely underwater room that actually ended up having a couple different ways out. One was meant as a dead end trick, the other led to another part, which I'll show you in just a moment. And it worked its way around. There's even a green drip leaf parkour room, and it ended with this nice little brown room at the end to let you know you made it to the end. Now, the whole thing was is I hid the tag in there. So it wasn't just finding your way through it, it was finding out which room I hid the tag in and where exactly. There was also a white room that is all snow blocks and powdered snow. So in every space in between was single blocks. So you not only did you find your way through, you had to figure out which block was the powder snow that you could pass through. And one time I even set up a little secondary room in the tower there that you had, if you found the right wall, you could exit out and get the tick. One person did find it. So kudos to them for managing to find it. I don't remember exactly who it was, but kudos to them. So I'm going to go upstairs real quick, and then we're going to circle around. So I had a couple of friends that were nice enough to help me design this castle. Now, I did the main design. I did all the main rooms. I mean, this is my work. I'm going to flat out say this. But Kaza was nice enough to come in and do... No, I'm sorry. Not Kaza. Pendle. My apologies. Pendle was nice enough to come in and design this room for me. And what I got was the coolest little kitchen butchery room. Look at this thing. This is astounding. And I love this, using the quartz to do like a hanging piece of meat. And she even tied up a chicken in here. It's so cool. And use item frames to put food down on the counter. And she even did, check this out, a full-on 21-page recipe book. I mean, it's so cool. This room just turned out amazing. It is astounding. I love it. It is awesome. So thank you, Pendle, if you watch this. Thank you very much for designing that. Now, I kind of linked this to another server I've been playing on. And so I designed this room to be the portal room to take me to other realms. So we have a designed portal, but it's not lit right now, obviously, because I'm not traveling from world to world. But I rigged it all up. All the science goes into it. And the levers are there to tell you which world it's going to, and it's just very cool. One goes to my modern world, one goes to a different 118 world, but we'll leave that to the other videos for you to see. Now you may notice a few torches floating around because we ran out of time. So the season is over. I didn't have the time to finish getting all the lighting done exactly the way I wanted. I got most of it, but just to prohibit mobs, I had to pop a torch here and there. So this is actually ended up being 3 floors. This is the top floor. You can see him down there. We'll get to that in a second. So come down this hallway, and Kitsu, who donated some stuff to me, and this is how she let me know it was from her. She was designing this room. I'm not sure what the end goal was, but what she did so far is just astounding. I love it. This is just, I wish she'd been able to finish. I would have loved to have seen the goal. She had so many resources sitting here for whatever it was she was planning. I'm sure. Now, across the hall, Call Me Sky was nice enough to do this room. She did finish. I love this room. It looks like kind of a nether relaxation room. It's so cool. So, Sky, when you watch this, thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this room. This is an amazing, amazing thing. I love it. This is so cool. And everyone that comes by, even Tango, when he ducked his head in and said it was very cool, he loved it. So, thank you again. We will, you know what? I'll go ahead and come on down here. This is my flex room. This is my let's show off our wealth room. Because why not? I got my deep slate diamond ore. I got my gilded blackstone. I got regular blackstone with some cracked. I worked in some deep slate. Of course, we ran the beams across the top. We got the chains hanging the lanterns down. And these are solid, ladies and gentlemen. The emeralds and the diamonds, they are solid. There's no gap there. So yeah, they're full. By the way, in case you're wondering about the cookie, everybody got a cookie when we started the season. This is mine. I had to put it in just because I did not lose it. I did not eat it out of necessity. So down here I built my own living quarters. Now, as I told Tango in the tour, ran out of time, so my personal living quarters were the sacrifice. But I will show you what I did. So I kind of made a little entry room here, and over here I was working on living quarters. I managed to get the TV in, and I got the couch in with the carpeting. And the bookcases, I had planned on doing a little bit more decoration. I was gonna put in a small dining table area here. I didn't quite get there, but this is the kitchen. We got the brick backslash against where we were cooking. Again, I didn't quite get the decorations finished, so I do apologize. The refrigerator area, I was gonna put some dispensers in there, but once again, I worked on it right till it was my time for the tour, and then I was out of time, so I didn't get it finished. Oh, I almost forgot this side. I was gonna put a pool table in here actually, and you know what? I do plan on putting it in my next build for next season, so stay tuned. I so had to pattern the ceilings though. I just flat ceilings are too much last year. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. So, but I love the way this came out. Now, this was going to be a bathroom. Now, I got it all laid out, but again, like I said, my living quarters got the sacrifice. There's the bed. Um, Respawn point all set. Good to go. Apparently, it wasn't set there. I wonder where it was. But that was my living quarters. So let me show you the rest of the castle, as they would say. Heavens to Megatroid. So if we come down this way, this room actually ended up being a few different things. At first, it was an ice puzzle with powder snow and maze for Tag. But I ended up ripping it out after that puzzle was defeated, and I ended up building another underwater maze, but this time no air pockets. And it's only one way. You have to find your way to this door to get out. But I also had the Tag in there. This, by the way, is how I won. Because you have to go into the big puzzle way over there. You remember this puzzle? It's behind that door. It's the one I won't show you because I don't feel like going through the whole thing right now. Notice I keep saying last follower pendles because I tried to stream with this, but that's okay. So anyway, I forgot to take that off because I don't use this I don't do this anymore. So anyway, there's a big room in there with water. If you find the proper exit out of there, there's actually a water tunnel that runs down there through under here and then turns and goes in to the back corner of this maze, and then you have to find your way through it. So either very good at holding your breath or have a water breathing potion to make it through there. I would recommend the potion personally. And I love the way these chandeliers turned out. Oh, these just, oh, and the beams. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm taunting and I'm tooting my own horn here, but I have never done anything that came out this well. I mean, I improve as I go, but whew, I mean, I impressed myself a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. So, throne room. Yes, we had to have a throne room because king of the castle. And I just went all out with the decorating in here. Worked out with the space I had. Somebody dropped off this map art. I don't know who did it exactly, but somebody was nice enough to drop it off, so I hung it up in my throne room. Got our bells. I think it was Kaza was nice enough to give me some banners for free, so I picked up those two and the ones on the back because they look like dragons, and I just kind of put them up there. Now, my head, you only get the head when you have to go up to Von Fiend up in the above, and you only get the head of the skin you're wearing the first time he kills you. So every time I wore this skin, which is the Space Core from Portal 2, so that every time I went up to him and let him kill me, this is the head that dropped. And then I sold him because everybody loves Portal. And by the way, there's the prize for the tag, 1 dragon egg. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on a second one, but it was not related to that. Now, for the last bit of this castle tour, I had to have some storage. Well, it's a good thing we're the king, because, you know, if I wasn't the king, I might be in trouble. So a short little bubble vader, and we have storage. And down here, we are all set up. Everything is divided. Again, I make changes to this storeroom every chance I get. I widened it, I improved it, I made floor patterns. I mean, everyone that comes down here is like, this is so cool. I had so much fun designing this. I love it. Everything is organized. Everything gets its own chest. Over here, we got the nether materials. We ran, except I always add on the granite, the andesite, and the diorite. I always put them in this room. I do know why. Because they came out when I was working on another server, and I had to have a place for them, so they got tagged into this room. And they have just always remained there because otherwise I'll just confuse myself. It's a fair amount, friends. I will just flat out confuse myself. But yeah, this turned out so awesomely, and I wish I'd had time to tell Tango to come to to drop through the floor to check this out. But I mean, it's a long tour, lots to do, so he had to move on. Here's my food storage and precious metals. Iron, copper. Gotta throw coal in here for the smelting. I usually keep the stone variants in here as well. You see cactus and bamboo, bone meal, and all this stuff. Here's all the foods. Now, the unmarked chest, that's just a matter of I did not have a need for the chest. So, it gets labeled as I need it. Now, you notice in this end, I managed to get it set up with lava for lighting. I made it decorative. It gives me a place to toss trash. Like if I wanted to get rid of the single piece of carpet I got left, there it goes. I did not do that end. Oh, well, okay. All right, let me rephrase that. Let me change that a little bit. I did do this. I set it up exactly like the other side. Here's the problem. It lit this on fire. It burned away this whole corner of my room. It left the chest, thankfully. But it burned away the pillar, the bushes, and whole sections of the floor and the ceiling. Oh, I had to take it out fast. I forgot fire spread was on. So over here we have our kind of our rarities and our ocean kind of storage, I guess you could say, because this is where I put my totems, my rockets, my elytras, all of my multiple colored shulkers, and my tools and my armors. Now with the new stuff, I included tough and calcite. You can see all this stuff, my horse armors. Check this out. I only ever got 2 this season. I usually do some more because I didn't. Where was I gonna put them though? I didn't build a place down here for horses. So yeah, this storeroom this has been my favorite version so far. I think next season I'm gonna go for a completely different model. So you will definitely have to stay tuned for that, my friends. You really will. Let's see. So anything I left out on this castle tour? Let me think. I don't want to leave something out before I completely, you know, make a run for it and call this a video because I do want to get it posted so I can. Because Tango did ask for a link once I got the video up. So thank you, Tango. By the way, let me go ahead and thank you right now, Tango, for including me on the tour. I appreciate that very much. And I'm glad you're willing to check out the video and get a full-on look at this castle because I had so much fun with this thing. And I really did. This thing, I would have loved to have shown off the other build, but like I said, the people I was working with, they got busy, as one does. So it is what it is. I don't mind, Let me show off a few extra details out front. Some things I didn't have time to do in the tour because you notice the face and the towers all out of deep slate. This got expanded when I built the puzzle, but if you notice down here, I did a fog effect moat rather than just. Let me see if I can get up here. Yep. Google's crouch, and there we go. A nice fog effect moat that went all the way through. And what that is just multiple layers of black glass, not the tinted glass. I think I did tinted glass on the very bottom, just above the water, because there is water at the bottom to help block out the fact that it's all the way to bedrock. 118 would be so much better for something like this because it goes so much deeper, but hey. And Call Guy was going to do the garden, but she got busy, as one does, so I just did a little garden myself. And if you watch Hermitcraft, or if you don't, Grian did this really cool thing on their last season where he fixed up the sky and what he was doing. So I kind of copied the idea just a little bit. At the very top of the ravine, and this took so much scaffolding and so much work, multiple layers of the fog effect too, but this time I threw some end rods up there to kind of give it a starry look. And I had planned on going back up, but once again, out of time. So there is actually a walkway. Oh, I forgot that ceiling. Things you notice after the fact, right? And I did set up a nice little walkway. You can kind of stand here and appreciate the castle. But I had so much fun. Well, thank you, my friends and the viewers and everybody else for tuning in for this particular special episode. This is the end of TitanCraft Season 7, but TitanCraft Season 8 is starting soon, and I will be doing videos and streams from TitanCraft. I thank you for tuning in and watching this. I hope you like it. Remember, it helps a lot if you can hit that subscribe button, hit the notification so you know when new videos come up. I appreciate it as always. Until then, thank you for tuning in. This is Calendar. I'm going to say goodbye, and y'all have fun. Stay safe out there.